Welcome back. It is 6:25, and this morning we're remembering former President Jimmy Carter. He passed away yesterday at the age of 100 after spending nearly 2 years in hospice care. Carter was a one-term president who built a reputation as a global humanitarian. Joining your sides, Dave McKinley takes a look back at his life and his legacy.
What's been the best part of your stay?
I think the hospitality, the friendship of people here, and making us feel at home.
That was Jimmy Carter, some 15 years removed from the White House when he and his wife Rosalind visited Niagara Falls in 1996, a place he'd been to as a young man.
Well, I came here when I was a submarine officer in 1951.
In Western New York was a place Carter would return to as the nation's 39th president during his single term in office.
I think it was October 28th of 78. And he was campaigning for Governor Hugh Carey.
David Sherman is the former editor of the Amherst Bee and took pictures of the event.
He didn't go into the crowd. He simply spoke at the podium. And as far as I can remember, he simply turned around, stepped down, and got back on Air Force One.
Carter was inexorably linked to a couple of major events in Western New York, which occurred during his presidency. The blizzard of '77, for which he signed a disaster declaration that led to the creation of FEMA, and Love Canal, the environmental disaster in Niagara Falls, which led to his signing legislation establishing the EPA Superfund. For all that time that Carter was president, John LaFalce was serving as a congressman from this area.
One of the things that I used to love were the dinners that he'd have for members of Congress, where he would stand up there and say, okay, toss questions at me. And the members of Congress would toss the hottest questions they could, the most difficult questions. And he answered them better than any other president ever, at least within my experience.
Carter's last visit here as president came in 1980.
I remember that date vividly.
Demonstrating spryness on his 56th birthday, Carter leaped on top of his limo outside the Niagara Falls Convention and Civic Center to address well-wishers after having signed legislation committing the federal government to 90% of cleanup costs for the West Valley nuclear site and for the permanent relocation of Love Canal residents. It was in the waning months of his ill-fated bid for re-election. On your side, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.
All right, thank you very much, Dave. Right now.